Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. My name is Zumboglo, and with me once again is...
Megalomaniac, hello internets.
Good day. So last week we we put ourselves into the Delta Quadrant, and then we found a well, actually we released a war criminal from a top secret Federation prison,
Hell yeah.
and for that we got promoted.
And then we went and did it all again.
And yep.
Because we had technical difficulties.
Yep. So so for me, because I hit max level, I can now start using the C store and other ships that I've purchased. So I've moved myself into the Tier 5 version of the Steam Runner, which you guys had seen me use at the beginning of the series. Which you can't see right now because of this pop-up, but we'll see it in a little bit when we begin the next featured episode mission.
Boldly they rode.
That's right, the finale of the Jem'Hadar set.
It's going to be an epic conclusion where we get to see a new mechanic too.
Yeah, this mission introduced a new set of mechanics that Cryptic has gone on to use for a few other missions. And daily activities. So what we're going to do is we're going to take back Deep Space Nine.
Again.
Yep.
But this is more epic.
Yep. For sure. Alright, so I'll accept that. And now let's approach Deep Space Nine.
And here once again is the sphere pop-up, which is 2 weeks from now? Ish?
Yeah, actually, yes. So in this last week, Cryptic has actually announced a bunch of interesting things. The first is they actually announced when Season 8 begins, which will begin on the 12th of November. They also announced that the... Oh, yeah, see, there we go. I knew there was a point where you could bluntly ask Arun about the death of his clone.
I don't remember killing his clone.
I don't remember killing his clone either.
They kill a lot of people, but... Oh, hey, they have the Scouters on.
He does?
The founder does.
Oh, the founder does, yeah.
She has the Scouter on. I always loved the Scouters.
Yeah. You can actually choose that as an eyepiece option, as I remember.
Yeah, you can, but I have to take off my shades.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't look like a Texas CHP member. Or Texas Highway Patrol member.
We are not interested in anything. Founder, please forgive my impudence.
There's the goofy animations again.
Yeah.
You will stand down at once, Loris.
So yeah, so Cryptic has announced that Season 8 will begin on November 12th, and conveniently also announced that the Alachi lockbox will end on the 12th as well, which means that starting that day there will be a new lockbox, which will probably be a Voth themed one, given what's being released alongside of it.
Probably.
Which, to be fair, considering the design of some of the Voth ships, I'm pretty cool with that. And the Voth weapons are pretty interesting, so it'd be nice to get some more options for them in a lockbox.
Now, what would get me interested is if they gave you, like, robot cyborg dinosaur pet.
They just might. You know, yeah, actually, it's quite possible that they will, and as an addition to the Lobby store. So we'll have to see.
I always like that line. So predictable, but just the way he says it boredly just amuses me.
Yeah.
Also, totally bigger than the actual Defiant Bridge. Well, not actual Defiant Bridge, but the Defiant Bridge from the show.
I like how my guy is just looking up.
It's funnier with me because I got the shades on.
Well, because me, I'm apparently like half the size that this cutscene is expecting me to be. because like I am totally not. The camera is not focusing on me in the right way.
Well, it's because you're
Yeah.
short.
Yeah. So yes, the Defiant Bridge is a little big. The main issue though is that because of the limitations of a third-person camera, there are certain, well, to put it bluntly, there's certain limitations that they must have in order for the camera to even work. And because of that, a lot of areas just don't look quite right. Then there's others like the outside of Deep Space Nine, where that's just because the size ratios of it, even in the show, were pretty nonsense. So Cryptic is kind of stuck having to support a wide variety of different sizes. So anyway,
I'm stupid.
What?
Ignore me.
What did you do?
There we go. I figured you have to turn on the suit, not just put it on.
Oh, yeah.
So we have rocket thrusters.
Yep, so the new mechanic that they introduce in this mission is EVA suits, which allow you to operate in hostile environments, kind of obviously, like here I am in space. If I were to turn this off right now, I would actually just straight up die. There are some planets and missions that are later on in the game where if you were to... how did you get over there?
I don't know. But yeah, we basically rocket jump.
Yes, so because you walk real slow because of the mag boots, a way to get around that is they have these navigation points in a lot of missions where you can just space jump between them.
Yeah, I could also see this mechanic being used for, like, you know, for Spider-Man web slinging. I have no idea if Champions has a movement type like that. I imagine it does, but it's probably not scripted like this.
I mean, it definitely does have like acrobatics as a movement type. All right, so we need to reroute the sensors here. Oh,
we need to. It's like a puzzle thing.
Yeah, here you go over there and okay, yeah. If you go over there and tell me what these settings are.
Okay. Teamwork. I can't tell you what settings are because it's a visual graphic.
Well, you can tell me 1 to 4 because that's all that it is actually. So the first one is sensor power regulator.
Let's see. Sensor power regulator.
Yeah.
Sick. That's on this other one actually.
Walking through space.
Yeah, Worf Picard didn't move this slowly in this thing. In First Contact.
Yeah, neither.
Okay, power regulator would be 3.
3, alright.
Flow control is 4.
4, alright. Now I need sensor filters.
Back over
you also move real fast in the EVA suits in the Star Trek PS360 game.
2 for sensor filters and 4 for local EM override.
Alright.
So that should do it. Thankfully, I can just boost back over here.
Yep. This... that didn't work quite like I thought it was going to work. Because I just... Apparently my character decided to not get any vertical height.
You don't want to boost through here because this electricity will, like, kill you.
Yeah.
Kill you deads. So, you walk along, then you boost. Then you get stuck on terrain. Then you boost again.
plunk, 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 plunk.
Okay, you're back there.
Yeah.
And now
You,
cutscene happens.
yeah, you triggered the cutscene.
Presumably a huge fleet battle begins.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call that a huge fleet battle.
It will be huge.
It will be eventually, but yeah, that was just a pretty stupid Klingon.
Look, it was all honor and bravery and shit.
Yeah. Anyway, what that ends up doing is it's caused a big leak over here, so we can't just
Yeah, we have to go up.
walk across. Yeah, we can't just walk across where we were going to, so we got to go around the crashed ship.
Now, does that automatically put you near me, or do you still have to walk?
I still have to walk.
Okay. I won't get too far ahead of you then. Jump now!
Yeah, like that. Jumping is real gonna help you.
Might.
Well, we managed to survive at least.
The funny thing is, I didn't actually jump. I'm just right down here still.
Oh, really?
I'm fine.
Uh.
Clearly I'm invincible.
Yeah, clearly. Where are you?
Not.
I see you're up at the top.
So.
You may need to try and jump through the leaking warp plasma.
Maybe. Let's go see. This would be fun. You know, aside from the part where it wouldn't be. I mean, worst case scenario, I die.
Oh, that didn't work quite like I expected it to.
Just like you died.
Yeah. Oh, thankfully it... Oop. Oh, yeah, that was weird.
But yeah, I'm just walking through the warp plasma without any ill effects, so...
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, no, there it goes.
Alright, when you respawn, you'll be able to, like, exit the airlock to meet me right at the junction.
There we go.
It kind of bugged a little bit because it let me move at normal speed for a bit.
Yeah.
It's like I was thinking, wait, do I have my spacesuit on? So I pressed the button to turn it off.
Whoops.
And it turned off. And then I just took some damage when I briefly turned it back on.
As anyone who's ever played any platforming game ever knows, don't jump through the lightning.
Yep.
Or fire, or lasers, or whatever.
Now, there was actually a way to do that mission, or to do that without actually jumping through the electricity. But I think they may have changed... Oh no, there's the navigation points on the side. Oh. I think you could have just bypassed that stuff entirely and just gone over to the side.
But where'd the fun that be?
Yeah, pretty much. So now we need to go over here and activate an overhang. Oh, so we can target some weapons to shoot at the Jem'Hadar.
Which is another one of these.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Yeah, it's one of those stacking block type, line up the 3 colors things.
So now we just need to get out of here. Yeah, so in addition to announcing the launch day for Season 8, Cryptic also released the featured episode which links the current story to Season 8, which is actually a pretty neat mission. We're going to do that one.
We will
We're
be
going to do
doing
that
it.
one as soon as we're done here. Unfortunately, it's a single-player only mission, though, so it'll be a little awkward. But it is a real nice mission.
It sure is, and it gives you a ship.
It gives you a real nice ship as well. Unfortunately, so there is the version that you get is still real good. Like, it is a real good ship, but the Cryptic released basically a fleet version of it on the Lobby store for 800 crystals, which is like the normal cost for a ship on that store. Which on one hand, like, it's nice that it's easier than trying to get it through the fleet, but on the other hand, I kind of wish that it was not like 800 Lobby.
Mm-hmm. Well, they probably have to justify the cost of the design work on it too.
Maybe. Now, what they did do to help with that, though, is that so now they have a featured episode replay going on, so that if folks missed any of the I think
special rewards, basically.
Yeah, so if we missed any of the special rewards from the featured episodes, you can now go back during this month and earn them. Like, for example, when we complete this mission, we're actually going to get the special one-time reward for completing this episode. Let's equip our normal armor on again. And if we were to go back and replay any of the other featured episode missions, we could do the same. In fact, a little bit ago, I went and replayed the last mission of the Riemann series and picked up the special reward for that, which is a Riemann bridge officer. And actually, it's a pretty nice bridge officer to boot. But to go alongside the featured episode replay, Cryptic has changed. So each one of the missions used to have a hidden Lobby crystal inside of them. Cryptic has changed that functionality to give away like the free Lobby by making it so that during this month, during this replay, if you play any one featured episode a day, you will get 15 free Lobby crystals, which is actually a pretty nice bonus and works out to be a little over 500 crystals over the whole period of the month, because it lasts from yesterday, the 31st of October, to the 5th of December. Well, it says until the start of maintenance on the 5th of December, which
So
probably
early
means
5th
that
of December.
yeah, it'll be like early in the morning. So, for anyone who is interested in picking up some Lobby crystals, maybe getting something interesting on the store without buying any log boxes, this is the time for you. Now, 500 total is not really a whole lot. It'll get you, well, it can get you some stuff. Like the, if I remember correctly, the shuttles on the Lobby store are about 300. The photonic tactical bridge officer and the liberated Romulan Borg bridge officer are both 300. The Mark 11 to Mark 12 upgrades for some of the sets you can get by playing missions are 200, as I remember. So you can get some good stuff for 500, or you can sort of save it until later and pick up one of the big ships.
So there's a way to defenestrate a Jem'Hadar, and I want to do it.
Yeah, which I think is that. I also especially like that they actually use the term defenestrate,
Yes.
because
Best thing ever.
that is a term I appreciate. So as we do this mission, we can. There's
No,
a
that
bunch
was
of
the
optional.
environmental controls.
Yeah,
Darn.
darn.
Maybe it's on the top
I
level.
think. Yeah, which I think we can get up to from here, and then right over here, we can defenestrate some
Yes.
Jem'Hadar.
Yay! Guess you could
Oh.
say it sucks to be them.
Please don't ever do that again.
No promises.
Also, so in the last week, Cryptic revealed some new stuff about how they're going to be handling reputations in Season 8, or more specifically, how they're going to be handling the new reputation. And it's some very interesting
Less
stuff.
annoyingly.
Yeah, like they're not doing a major change to the way it's going to work, unfortunately. It's still going to be basically the same structure, but some major changes that they have done is they've changed the daily 2000 XP one such that it that's not where I want to go. We still have one other objective that I'm going to.
Yeah, you go do that. I'll hold them off. Time to take refuge behind Cisco's desk.
Yeah, I missed the area I needed to. I missed the thing I needed to do. Whoops.
Whoops, they got me. Time to take refuge behind Cisco's desk again. Like, I really can't get out of here, so
Yeah, I know.
it's okay. Go on without me.
Come on, where are these items? I thought they were up here.
Oh, that's Garlucan. I won't kill him.
Hey, there's an optional here for find useful supplies. I'm pretty sure.
Bless me.
Like Gesundheit. I thought they were. Well, maybe they are downstairs. Oh yeah, here they are.
Whoops, died again. Did you get the supplies?
Yeah, I got the explosives.
Yay.
So there may be something that we can use the explosives on up there in that room.
Maybe. Just gonna run around until we find out what that is.
Yeah, so Cryptic has changed so that there is still a daily like 2000 XP one, but oh, that would be what the explosives were good for.
Good job. Transfer with your team to the next map.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
I was just in Cisco's office.
We were there all along.
Well, I was.
But instead of that one requiring a bunch of a bunch of different resources to complete, it actually only requires one item, which you earn by doing daily content. You get one of them from a variety of different daily content, like you could get it from doing daily quests in a ground area or doing queued missions. And you can choose however way you want. There's also a way that you can turn in a bunch of the regular marks, which you get from doing the normal content like you would for the regular reputations, and you can turn in a bunch of those to get yourself like 5 of the daily marks.
So hey,
So
now
in
it's
case,
a huge fleet battle.
Yep, now we're in a huge fleet battle. So, in a situation like, say, you have a whole lot of time to play once, but you don't have enough time to play like a little bit daily, you can use that to stock up on the daily tokens, which is kind of a nice way about it. Another thing that Cryptic has done is so before so as you unlock tiers in the reputation, you would have you'd be able to do projects which give you a bunch of items in a store, and Cryptic has decided that paying resources to unlock a store is kind of dumb.
A little bit.
So, oh hey, here's
It's the Enterprise.
It's the Enterprise. That's not the Enterprise that you're used to, though, and that's not the person you were expecting.
I was expecting Data.
Yeah. So, canonically, Data is still missing in Star Trek Online. He's kind of like he and the Enterprise E went somewhere for a mission, and they just kind of vanished. And so far, Cryptic has not decided that it is the time yet to talk about why. So
maybe
hopefully
they can get Brent Spiner back someday.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be nice. But yeah, this mission was also the introduction to the new Enterprise, which is the Odyssey class, the winner of a Design the Next Enterprise contest that Cryptic held. Geez, I guess it would have been 2 years ago now.
Probably, yeah. About that.
Oof.
And
that's kind of crazy. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah. Well, we met the crew on the first contact day thing.
Yeah,
a
we
while back.
we sort of met the crew out of context, or well, not out of context, but out of order a while ago. And the crew is a mix of people that we have seen before and people we haven't. I don't believe if it wasn't for Temporal Ambassador, and in fact I think it is, if it wasn't for Temporal Ambassador, we would not have seen Captain Sean anywhere.
Before he was
before
in the series,
the
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was in this series,
But,
so like we wouldn't have seen. But other notable people that are crew of the Enterprise is Chief O'Brien's son, which was kind of interesting.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, he is in fact the chief engineer.
At one point they call him chief, which makes you wonder if he's actually a non-commissioned officer like his father or not.
Well, if he's the chief engineer, he shouldn't be. Like, he should actually be an officer.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they call him chief because he's chief engineer, or chief because it's like literally his title.
I would have to double check that,
Yeah.
but I think when you see him in,
Because I mean, technically, Chief O'Brien was roughly the chief engineer of Deep Space Nine, while not being commissioned.
oh, yeah, I guess that's technically true. I'll have to double check because when we see Kobayashi in
Kiriyoshi.
Kiriyoshi, sorry. Yeah, when we see him in Memory Alpha, I thought he had a officer rank.
Yeah, they could just call him that out of habit, or
Yeah.
because it's O'Brien's son. So we have defeated the Dominion fleet, or at least the ones that didn't listen, and taken back Deep Space Nine
Once again.
again. I promise you, the mission we're doing after this does not involve us saving Deep Space Nine.
Here we can walk around the ops and talk to folks. Here we can hail the Enterprise.
I've been offered a great opportunity. Commanding the Enterprise is an honor, one I never thought would be mine. Still, the Belfast was a good ship, and she will be missed.
It's nice to get a non-human captain for the Enterprise for once.
Yeah, it is actually real nice. Well, I mean, technically, the last captain of an Enterprise was also non-human.
Okay, yeah.
Not much for goodbye.
And yeah, the B had
will likely be at the frontier
what was
of
his name?
Federation space.
Well, the B was
Oh,
I'm picking up
guy
your
from
signal.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I can't
The
remember his
Dominion
name.
repeaters on this side of the wormhole are functioning normally.
You know, he's not quite human,
The
though.
founder is well and will rejoin the Great Link
Why can't I
soon.
remember? He was on Spin City with
She
Michael J.
offers
Fox. Why can I
her
not remember that guy's name?
gratitude for your assistance.
I can remember things he was in. I just can't remember his actual name. I'm going to look it up right after this and just smack myself on the head, and you'll probably have annotated it right below right here.
But it's more amusing for me if I tell you.
I mean, I can't remember offhand myself.
Yeah, but I know actor names.
We're finally home. I can't thank you enough for all you've done. I would invite you to stay here at DS9, but I have a feeling that you don't want to cool your
I want to say it's
heels on a
Alan
space
something.
station. You need to be out in space.
But with that, we have saved Deep Space Nine once again.
We get stuff.
Yeah, and for that, we get the special. So the special reward for the Dominion series was the Shard of Possibilities, which is a special device that you can equip on your captain, which, when activated, basically spawns 2 clones of yourself that act as doubles. Unfortunately, they don't come with all of your equipment, which is kind of goofy, but it's useful for a short burst of extra damage. It also causes a confuse on NPC enemies.
It also lets you use Hatakiri Blade. Yeah, points to whoever
Not
got
quite.
that one. / I'm sorry you're watching that show.
Alright, there we
So
go.
that is that.
But that is that. So we will beam back up to our ship, and then we'll show off another featured episode, since we happen to be around.
Yes,
Actually,
this
it's
one
not
requires
around
us to
here.
go to New Romulus, which should be simple because I think it's basically a free transwarp.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
So we just need to warp out of here first, though.
Yeah, I think this will be the first time we see New Romulus too in the series.
Yeah, because you don't normally do anything with them, and well, I mean, we could have started, but
Yeah.
all the new Romulus stuff is not part of the story. You actually have to start doing the reputation stuff before you start having anything to do with New Romulus. But anyway, we're going to do the new featured
Alan
episode,
Ruck.
Sphere of. Okay. So we're going to do the new featured episode, Sphere of Influence, where apparently the new Romulan Republic has discovered a deactivated Iconian gateway underneath the surface of New Romulus. And in fact, if you had been doing the New Romulus reputation before this point, I think you would have already discovered the gateway. And this is just following up on that loose plot thread.
Yeah, and in the backstory of New Romulus, which we would have found out by now if we were Romulans, but we're not.
Yeah.
There are reasons that the Iconians had interests in the planet. So.
Yeah, they also kind of talk about that in this mission. So we shall transwarp to Tau Dewa for free, which is pretty nice.
Yep.
I mean, Tau Dewa's not too far away, but it's still
Transwarp's
kind
still
of
faster than moving.
yeah, it's still way faster. Anyway, so like I had mentioned earlier in this episode, Sphere of Influence is unfortunately a single player only mission. We'll still be teamed, but we won't be in the same instance. So basically what's going on here is Datan, who is the leader of the Romulan Republic, has decided to invite me and other dignitaries to New Romulus to see the activation of this Iconian gateway.
It's very nice of him to show off the highly dangerous ancient piece of technology.
Yeah, that was very nice of him. Typically, Iconian gateways are more dangerous for the enemies of people who own a gateway, though. For people who don't quite follow the shows or don't quite remember, Iconian gateways are basically, well, you could consider them Stargates, except they can exit anywhere and not just at other Stargates.
Yeah,
So
it's
if you know
basically
how
a
to,
portal to anywhere you want it to be.
yeah. So if you can figure out how to use the Iconian gateway, you can send ships or personnel to anywhere you want through any defenses. So
You know, if I had one next to me, I could just reach in, open my refrigerator from my desk. It'd be awesome.
yeah. So
Yes, I really would use a technology like that for such mundane means.
well, yeah, it's you would certainly use your magic for that too.
I sure would.
Anyway, so around here we also have a bunch of dignitaries and dudes we can talk to.
Including a very special guest star.
Yeah, including a special. Well, you can't actually talk to the special guest star right now. But actually, amusingly, there's only one. No, there are two flagship captains here that you can talk to. Captain Koren over here for the Klingons is the captain of the Bortask, which is actually the new Federation. Not a Federation. The new Klingon flagship, which was built to basically mirror the new Enterprise. Over here, we have a Romulan commander who is supposedly the person that is on the website, which they have been using to advertise Legacy of Romulus ever since it came out, and was kind of a nameless person up until now. She commands the new Romulan Republic decided to build themselves a scimitar, and she
Perfectly
captains
fine.
and she captains that scimitar.
There's nothing wrong with building a new scimitar.
Yeah,
They kept in the weapons of mass destruction, right?
they actually did keep in.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
They actually did keep in the Thalaron generator because she will use it later on in this episode. And over there is Captain Sean, if we wanted to talk to him. And there's a bunch of other people we can talk to. Yeah, there's also a bunch of other people we can talk to if we want to. But we're just going to talk to Admiral Karanek here, which is the guy who actually is our liaison. You know, and just everyone's saying, "Oh, and here's our special guest."
Consider what happened to the Day Ones. And
Yeah, so for this episode, we actually have... Now, Worf is not a new character in Star Trek Online. He is actually part of the Klingon story. What's actually very special about his appearance in this episode is that, unlike his appearances in the Klingon tutorial and storyline, he is actually voiced by Michael Dorn now.
Just awesome.
Which is pretty awesome. And apparently, in an interview, he also said that he's done some more voiceover work for Season 8. So whether that means he has voiceovers for the Klingon storyline, like they did when they had
Denise Crosby.
yeah, when Denise
See, I remember
Crosby
her,
came
but
into
not
the
Alan
Zayla.
Buck.
Yeah, I just had a mind blank.
That's okay.
So when she came in to do voiceovers for Legacy of Romulus to reprise her role as Sayla, she also had her go and do new voiceovers for when Sayla appeared in previous missions. So I don't know whether they had Michael Dorn do some voiceover work for all of Worf's other appearances.
Be great if they did.
Which would make a lot of sense. But at the very least, he definitely has done some voiceover work for Season 8.
And you know, no offense to Denise Crosby, but I feel that he did a much better job reprising the character than, or I should say, doing the voice work than she did. Probably because he has a lot more experience actually voice acting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
Sela sounded a lot like she was like kind of speaking louder to counter the fact you can't see her, facial expressions or anything. But
I'm sorry. Do you need something?
Michael Dorn has done tons of voice work anyway, so I'm sure he's very accustomed to it.
Respect to you,
Though I don't
officer. I
don't think he's done Worf since like Star Trek Armada or something like that back in like 1998. I could be wrong. He could have done it in like Star Trek Legacy, but I know it's been a while since he's been Worf.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was super jazzed to see, because like the trailer they did for this gave away that Worf was in it. I don't think it said
Oh,
that
jeez, yeah.
they gave away that they got Michael Dorn back. Which is why I'm totally hoping that one day they bring back Brent Spiner to be Data.
That would be nice. I think they've said that they would kind of like that.
Yes, that's correct.
Um,
Your numbers may
but
be
they
witness the power of one of these
they are not getting a whole lot of money
Yeah, I understand.
from their owners to
share my knowledge with
get
those
these
who are
actors, which is kind of unfortunate.
even the
Yeah.
best plans seldom survive.
But it's still actually been real great that they've been getting more of the original actors to come and reprise or do roles.
Yeah.
So I imagine that part of the reason that they have not done anything with what has happened to the Enterprise E is probably because they are trying to get Brent Spinner. Because if they're going to do something with the Enterprise E and what's happened to Data, and they don't have Brent Spinner, that will be a little weird.
Yeah. And he's also done a lot of voice work, so I'm sure he would
Agree that the
Yeah.
simulations
be
were
accustomed to it. And
but I
So do I. But we're on
yeah, I don't think
Anyway,
he'd ask like
yeah.
$1 million to do Data.
Yeah, probably not. Hopefully not.
perhaps we can find a solution that will ensure the
Heck,
safety.
honestly, based on some of the other things he's done, I don't think Patrick Stewart would,
Patrick
ask
Stewart
$1
has,
million.
yeah, like, he's done some weird stuff.
He did. He was the dude in the first 5 minutes of Oblivion. He's done Picard before.
He recently was the narrator of the opening to Pro Evolution Soccer 2013.
I didn't know that one. That's kind of awesome.
13 or 14. It's kind of weird. Like it was watching the quick look for it a few weeks ago, and just, like right out of nowhere, there's Patrick Stewart. Talking over the introduction video, and it's real weird.
Yeah, I know he's done Professor Xavier a few times and
Yeah.
various X-Men games as well.
Agreed.
Anyway, so Worf is like super down on everything that's going here. Like he is
Expert on Iconian
doing
gateways.
Yeah, he is trying to do everything he can to get them to not open the gateway, short of killing everyone in this room.
And this is Worf, so he's probably considered that.
Yeah. Alright, so since we're not sure what'll happen with this gateway, we're gonna talk to Sean here and see if he's got a security attachment and some other plans to blow up a gateway. In which case, he actually does.
I'll admit I've been dubious about this project from the start.
He's in fact going to give us some bombs to put on the gateway, just right in front of this researcher here. Like, doo. It's okay. I'm just bombing your gateway. Nothing bad here. Oh, and he's just straight up doesn't care. He's like, what are you doing? Oh, hey, actually sounds like a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I know. I like that part. It's like, oh yeah, maybe setting this thing to blow up isn't completely dumb. But yeah, I would love to see. I mean, obviously there are restrictions, but I'd love to see more of the actors return to
Yeah,
voice characters.
that would be real nice.
I still want them to bring back Will Wheaton to do Wesley Crusher again, even if it's something like horribly, goofy and plays off everyone hating Wesley. Because I imagine Will Wheaton himself hates Wesley, so.
Yeah. So there was actually one interesting thing that was in one of the Season 8 pre-release notices that I would also really like to see something done with, because in one of the pre-release things, they're talking about basically finding the Dyson Sphere, which Season 8 is going to be all about, and they talk about how it's coming from Reginald Barkley. And I would totally like to see some stuff from him.
Oh yeah.
That would be pretty great. Anyway, so predictably, activating the gate causes bad things, and I really like just how goofy the falling rocks look, because they just sort of slide into position.
I knew that gateway
Anyway,
would be
so
trouble.
we,
Can't get away.
es-
The scientists
because even though the gateway is the cause of our problems, we decide to run through it to get out of them.
Because the other option is death.
Yeah, like what else were we gonna do? And we find ourselves in a weird, unknown location. First, we'd better provide some medical assistance to some of these guys that were injured during the escape.
Yeah, the one sad thing is that being single player, I don't see any, or I haven't seen any job-specific things you can do.
Yeah, there hasn't been, as far as I can tell.
But yeah, overall, this is a pretty dang good featured
I
episode.
believe I have found a way to open this door. But
Yeah,
it
I've
will take two of us
really
to override
enjoyed this
the
mission.
gate
It's a
to
little
open this door.
longish,
It's
but
okay, because
well,
it's the only one. It's not,
Yeah.
like the others where it's a series of 5 of them.
To see
Yeah.
what lies beyond.
You have to, if you want all the equipment from it, you have to do it at least like twice, I think. But
you do have to do it at least twice if you want to get both parts of the item set that you can get from this mission. I don't like the warp core very well. It's kind of a cheap version of a fleet warp core. So it's not a bad warp core, but it's like it doesn't suit me. But I think it would suit you very well.
We'll cover more ground if we
The weapon that you get from this, though, is real nice.
yeah, it is pretty cool.
So, the warp core that you get from this is it's basically a auxiliary focused one, and it gives a bonus to the cooldown of the quantum slipstream, as well as affecting your quantum slipstream turn rate. So it's kind of a nice, if somewhat generic, Mark 12 warp core. But the weapon that you get from this is a 360 degree anti-proton beam array, which is real nice. It's not super strong. It's probably only a little better than your typical turret, but it's also a full 360 degree firing arc, which means it can hit anywhere. So you might as well put it in one of your rear weapon slots, no matter what type of ship you're flying.
Yeah, it's what, anti-proton, I believe.
It is anti-proton, which means it's a bonus to critical damage. The set bonus for if you have these two pieces, the set bonus is a plus 10% to anti-proton damage, and if you get the third piece, which is only available on the Lobby Store version, you get the 3-piece set bonus. What it is if you use any of the emergency power to blah bridge officer skills, the skills also affect a summoned pet that the reward of this ship, that the ship reward from this mission gives you. Also, I should also mention that the ship reward that you get from this is only available for a limited time, Basically, if you don't get it before December, the only way to get it is through the Season 8 fleet holding. So, if you want to have the pretty rad carrier that this mission comes with, then you'd better get on it.
No sign
Doesn't take that
of
long.
this team.
It doesn't take very long.
No, we'll be able to tell you once we're done.
Yeah. I mean, this. I wonder if mentioning that the targeting system having settings for 6 coordinates is a reference.
No, because Stargate had 7.
We should rendezvous with Corin.
Actually, it technically has more, but
Yeah, didn't
that-
Universe say it had 8? I never saw
Universe
Stargate
was
Universe, but
9. Atlantis required 8 if you wanted to jump between the
the galaxies.
yeah, if you wanted to jump between the 2 galaxies, you needed 8, but you needed a lot more power. Which was also the cause of what happened at the beginning of
Not have left
Universe.
other supplies or weapons.
Yeah, I never saw Universe, so
We must
wasn't
find
exactly sure
Corin.
what happened on that
I
one.
never finished the second season. So in concept, I liked it, but the show was like just way too depressing, like constantly.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it was closer in tone to Battlestar Galactica than
Know this place.
Stargate.
I have been
Yeah, but it's like also like way more depressing.
Oh, that's what Battlestar Galactica was.
when I
Well, I
saw
mean,
the
like,
Enterprise.
it was way more depressing.
It's pretty bad.
Corin put up a fight.
Yeah,
All the characters were fracking Cylons, weren't they?
No, it was just kind of bad. Like there was just constant, like they would just constantly have main characters just die, and some of them were just like no reason.
It was a Solanogen-based race, and I have
Yeah,
seen
fracking Cylons.
we were able to stop them before they established
Actually, I don't remember Battlestar Galactica killing off that many people.
It didn't
It-
really.
It did, and it did them in fairly shocking ways, but it wasn't like constant.
Yeah. So anyway, the Worf recognized the enemies we were facing here as from one of his his time on the Enterprise.
Corin's work.
I sadly do not remember what episode that is off the top of my head.
I
We can overload the power cell.
remember-ish the episode, but like I don't like remember a lot of the details.
Well, let me see if I can find it, because you are actually a little bit ahead of me.
Beyond this door.
Oh, am I? Oh,
Sorry, I'm a little bit ahead of you.
oh, yeah. I was gonna say that seems more correct. Now, one thing that's kind of weird is that animation of us bursting through this door into the jail room shows Worf holding a rifle, but every time he fights, he's using a pistol.
He has a collapsible
Which is-
rifle.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyway, we got a bunch of the captives here. We might as well let everyone go.
Yeah, letting people go is probably good.
Probably a good idea. And Worf apparently got stuck on geometry in my game, so whatever.
Sads.
Yeah. Also, I like how you advance free to captives by opening up the jail cell that's clearly empty.
Well, they could have been hiding.
There's also the jail cell with the dead prisoner.
There's no
They
more
could have
time.
been sleeping,
There is
maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's not someone you recognize.
Not even a species you recognize.
Yeah.
which I'm sure will come back at some point.
Yeah, it probably would. Oh, and then we enter this other room and we see a whole bunch of these aliens running away like cowards. What part of the mission are you at anyway?
Bridges.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm.
And I'm waiting for
Yeah.
you for a specific reason.
Yep. Yeah, because I need to tell you how to get that.
There's a secret.
There is a secret in the area that Mecha's at. And yeah, I'll be there in just a moment. I'm just destroying these drones, and then I'll save Sean. Alright. So when we enter this room, we got Captain Sean and Commander Mayak in here on some of these examination tables. Captain Sean's not in a good way. Apparently they amputated and reattached his arm and then put something in it.
I'm
That's
sure that's not permanent.
not a good idea. That doesn't sound good at all.
Nah.
So we better fix that. And then just fixing him causes him to wake up immediately because medicine works like that.
24th century medical technology is awesome.
Unfortunately for Commander Mayak, his modifications were a little bit more extensive. They apparently decided to replace his blood with plastic.
You know, the original plot of 28 Days Later was going to be solved by someone performing a full blood transfusion.
Agreed.
A full blood cleansing transfusion.
Anyway, unfortunately can't do anything for him, so we are just going to carry on.
Just saying, by that movie's, that original story's logic, you could have saved him.
Maybe. Anyway, so now we've entered into this area that's just a huge room full of bridges.
Gateway energy signature is emanating from somewhere.
My scans indicate there's some.
I'm picking up more of those.
Lots and lots of bridges.
You should see.
Yeah,
And you have to visit specific ones for the secret.
that's right. So, So you're still standing at the main entrance?
I've been wandering around hitting the buttons.
Okay, so it's not too complicated. You run to the first tower, and you can use the console here. And each one of the consoles on each of these platforms gives you information about the surveillance that someone has been taking on various people. And as you are standing on each platform, the area around you actually turns into a view of the homeworld of the species in question. So here, the data on this console is about Earth and the humans, so we can see a kind of a representation of Earth. Now we extend the bridge to the north of that platform, and as you walk away from those platforms, you see that the display also changes. So we go here and use this console, and that gives us a errored database entry, pretty much about what this facility in status is. So we can't do anything with that console. It just gives us a little bit of information about what this place in general is. Now we run back, open the bridge to the south, carry on to the next platform.
And basically, the secret is to hit all the
You have to hit all of the
Optional
consoles. Yeah. So we hit this, and it shows us Konos. And yep, there it is over there.
This is not
And
a
we
image of my
carry on to the next platform.
So I'm gonna run surprised. The guy spying on everybody, future NSA.
Oh no! Here's and they show us the home world of the Dominion.
And that's the most politically topical I will ever get in this.
for this world.
Alright.
Found an Iconian gateway there during the Dominion War.
Alright, run over to this other platform, which gives us just basically more details about what this platform itself, like what this area is in general that we are at. Okay, next bridge.
I do like how basically whoever did this, which I'm assuming is the Iconians or their agents, basically said, Dominion, we're not going to mess with until after we conquered everybody else.
Yeah, here's an entry on New Romulus, which shows that the people that are doing this, that are doing these, are actually up to date, because New Romulus is only within the last year, according to Star Trek Online's
New Romulus.
timeline.
Tectonic activity is getting worse. We must find a way to stop it.
Actually, if this next console, if I remember this next console right, yeah, here we are. So this console shows Iconia, and it specifically refers to it as in the possessive, which goes to show that the people doing this investigation is actually the Iconians. Because the one for Iconia specifically calls it the home world, and also mentions a 4-hour return. So, alright, so if I hit this, that's just another set of information about the this area in general. Now I hit up this.
The Iconians are kind
Bridge.
of jerks,
The Iconians are kind of jerks.
spying on everybody.
Yeah. Planning to conquer the galaxy.
Bet they had cameras in your bathroom. Right now.
Alright, and use this console, and this gives me the Quara system, which is a place in the Delta Quadrant.
Yes. I'm not sure if that's like a reference to something.
Does the Iconian
Actually, let me
influence
look that up in just a second, because...
Yeah, it's not. It says it's the Quarrens. Right, and then this last console, yeah, gives status of a ship called the Obelisk 1. Anyway, so if you hit all the consoles, you get an accolade here called Reconnaissance, which is just for reading all the consoles.
Oh, okay. It's, do you remember the Voyager episode Living Witness?
Yeah. Oh, so that's the
That's,
one.
That's Quarrens, yeah. Where
So-
you basically were seeing, it's a Voyager episode where we basically see a society like 800 years later who have conflicting revisionist history involving their encounter with Voyager. And we see
Yeah.
this through like the eyes of a copy of the Doctor. So
Yeah.
that's who the Quarrens are.
I enjoyed that episode.
I did too, actually.
And you know what? I would love it if them deciding to reference the Quarrens means that they are going to make a variant of the
The
Intrepid,
warship Voyager.
the warship Voyager as a C-store variant.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty great.
Yeah, in that episode, basically Voyager was run like, SS Nazis who were into genocide and stuff, and Voyager was like this really badass looking warship.
Yeah, and Janeway was like the Borg Queen.
Yeah. They had 7 of 9 was like part of a contingent of actual Borg drones they had, and they would sick them on people and have them assimilate people. because
Yeah.
the entire Voyager cast in this revisionist history thing was evil.
Evil.
It's pretty cool.
So anyway,
idea.
if you go back to that console in the top upper right of the map after
Yeah.
you've gotten that achievement, you open up a secret compartment where you get 2 advanced obelisk swarmers, which are useful for the ship that we're going to get. If you don't pick these up now, then the only way you can get them is by is actually also through the fleet holding, that the same fleet holding that gives you the obelisk cruiser or carrier. Anyway, now that I've done that, let's run back all the way to the other end of the map once more and complete this objective.
So are that secret is only viable as long as the ship's available then?
I'm
They
not
said
entirely
that?
sure, actually. They didn't actually really announce that secret.
Yeah.
So it's
I
quite
think
possible that. Say on one hand, the advanced swarmers being part of the fleet holdings gives me the impression that once the ship is no longer available, they'll replace that secret slot with something else. But I'm not entirely sure.
Well, they're not bound, are they?
They are.
Okay. I was gonna say, if they're not bound, you still have them as like vendor loot, or actually
Well,
more
I
likely
mean-
auction loot, given what they are.
Yeah, because they are. You can still vendor them, obviously. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Well, I guess we'll have to find out at a later point.
We'll come back to that question in a month, probably.
Yeah,
Actually, probably not, because we'll forget. But
yeah, probably.
And move everyone here before more Guardians arrive.
Anyway, so now that we've gotten to the end here with all the information,
you could
we
play
need
Simon.
to. Yep.
That's a star chart.
I didn't realize at first, and I spent like 5 minutes staring there like a jackass.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what was I was hitting the thing, and it kept saying incorrect. I realized, because you have to be looking at it, my camera was facing another
Not
way.
the right way.
Yeah. So, whoops.
Also, apparently, we've done a bad thing and we have reset all of the Iconian gateways in the entire galaxy.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, so now all the gateways are usable again. So we'd better download all the information we can because, wow, look at that sky. That's not looking good. And those swarmers are not looking good.
It's the Reapers.
Yeah, actually, it looks.
I know
Kind
it
of a
is
lot
very
like-
reminiscent of some parts of like Mass Effect or.
Yeah, it definitely looks a lot like the collectors.
Mm-hmm.
We found ourselves on a ship bridge. This part is one of my favorite parts of this episode because so here I am. Yes, I'll admit I'm an admiral, but I'm going to order around Admiral Worf, the captain of the Enterprise, the
Ambassador
captain
Worf.
of the Vortex, yeah, Ambassador Worf, and some random
better.
girl. Yeah. You just walk around to all these consoles, you see what they are, and then you say, hey,
And of
you
course,
should probably...
you put Worf on the one with the weapons.
Of course. Like, why wouldn't you put Worf on the one with the weapons?
Don't know. I think you put
And
Sean
in
on
fact,
Sean goes on
the-
the helm, right?
Yeah. In fact, the description of it also specifically says, you can think of no one better suited for a position like this than Ambassador Worf.
Don't know. Only like 15 years experience between the Enterprise and Defiant.
Yeah.
Probably before that.
Anyway, so since we accidentally reactivated every single Iconian gate in the galaxy, we'd better warn everyone.
Probably.
The gateway is transmitting a high-band subspace signal. Sensors are picking up Elachi ships on an intercept course.
Now, the cool part about this is when you go to ship combat, you basically have all those people as your bridge officers,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
have
that's
some
really and
nice abilities.
yeah, yeah. Some of them have some really good abilities.
Not from here. I can make a gateway.
And yes, Worf has one called "It's a Good Day to Die."
Yeah. What was his other one? He has two good ones.
Yeah, pop up. Sometimes the names have trouble popping up.
Yeah.
It was like Warrior's Way.
Yeah. That one is pretty good.
Yeah, both of them are pretty good. I wish you could get Worf permanently.
Yeah.
We lost all communication. You reset. Elements preserve us.
Sean has a unique one too. That's just
Yeah, it's
super evasive maneuvers.
Yeah.
We will hold off the Elachi until Allied forces arrive.
So this mission also has a unique little bar for the ship because this may be the first time you get to fly a carrier.
Was for me.
They decided to put a unique little bar so that you can see like the important buttons. And they also do a new tutorial on, hey, this is how you use this is how you use carrier commands. Also, I just don't like how they rearranged my taskbar because
That's a problem with
time
game in
now.
general when you get a new ship.
Yeah, but this is like the first time that it happens like actually this isn't the first time. This is the second time it happens in combat. No, this is the third time it's happened in combat. Because
Yeah, basically the game needs to realize, I have my bars the way they are because I like them that way.
yeah. The Obelisk carrier looks real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a real sharp looking ship.
Yeah, the aesthetic reminds me of something specific, but for the life of me, I can't remember it.
Oh yeah. The
But it looks really nice.
yeah, like it looks real nice. So the Swarmers, which are its unique carrier pet, are apparently pretty neat. They not only do they have standard beam arrays, but apparently they also have like a they also have a smaller beam array that will constantly fire at things that are nearby them that are especially good at shooting down torpedoes or other small targets, which is pretty
super
nice.
handy.
Yeah, it's real handy. So yeah, so Worf's two unique skills. Yeah, it is a good day to die, which is basically all of the it's basically all the attack pattern buffs at once, and then Warrior's Way, which is all of the AoE attack bonuses. So cannon, scatter volley, beam array, fire at will, and torpedo. The scatter torpedo shot.
In other words, Worf is very good at firing all the weapons.
He's very good at firing all the weapons.
What he does best.
And like his cooldowns are pretty short as well. What's that?
I want to look it up real fast, just make sure I'm not on crack.
Oh.
Kind of like,
Yeah. So,
like Forerunner stuff from Halo, or even kind of Covenant stuff.
Here we just got reinforced by the Leeset and the Enterprise, which is pretty nice. And yeah, like if the Leeset can position itself correctly, we should be able to see in a moment here that it can in fact use the Thalaron pulse weapon. Oh, and there's the Bortask. which is also very, very appropriate. That Alachi Dreadnought is real nice looking.
Is that the one you can get from the Lobby store right now?
No, the Lobby Store one is the Mon Bosch battle cruiser, which you actually do shoot up a few in this mission, as well as a few of the Sogoloth escorts, which are the lockbox prize. Yeah, the Mon Bosch is the Lobby prize, while the Sogoloth is the one from the boxes themselves. The Mon Bosch is very interesting. It is a incredibly fast cruiser. On my main character, it is kind of like too fast almost. It's so fast that its turn rate causes me to slide around when I'm turning around an enemy.
It's pretty fun.
Which, yeah, it actually is kind of goofy. I kind of like the Mon Bosch. But when I got the Avenger on my main when they released it, I decided to switch. That.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go use that carrier for a bit.
Yeah.
For next
Oh man, that carrier.
Because I'm
Yeah.
liking how it looks. Like I said, neither of my other characters are very geared toward using something like that.
Yeah, like for you should probably find it to be a good fit. I mean, carriers are also considered to be science vessels for the most part. I mean, there are a few carriers that aren't, but for the most part, carriers are considered to be science vessels, both in terms of slots and special abilities. Now, that said, the Obelisk is a much more engineer-focused carrier, which actually makes it very useful for my main. And not so useful for... Well, I'm not going to be using the Obelisk on this character, but I've also got a bunch of other escorts that I need to show off as well.
Yeah.
Which
Just
I'm actually
every episode remaining of the Let's Play, you just throw out a different ship each day. Or each week.
Pretty much. Yeah, like next week I'm going to be showing off. I'm going to switch to another escort. For at least for next mission, if not for the next 2 weeks. And here everyone's arguing about what to do with the massive gateway that's in the new Romulus sector.
Blow it up!
Oh, but the crew of the Enterprise scanned something in the gateway, and now they're showing an Omega symbol.
It's the Omega particle.
Yep.
Which was a thing from Voyager.
It is indeed. And also, the Omega particle is referenced somewhere else in this series. During the Davidian series, there is a mention of the Omega particle.
Agreed. Another time. Send my regards to your chief engineer, Captain.
So now I need to figure out what to name this ship.
Yeah, I had a hard time choosing what to name it on my main character. On my main character, I've been naming my carriers after like different battleships from Mecha series, and I had a hard time choosing one that was appropriate for an ancient alien carrier that uses swarming drones.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
That's kind of a niche you don't see in the robot genre too much.
Yeah. But anyway, that is Sphere of Influence.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And apparently took us like 40 minutes.
Yeah, so this is gonna end up being this ended up being a pretty long episode. So I'll just have to I might as well finish this, collect my rewards. And pick up the omnidirectional anti-proton beam array, which is a real great weapon.
Yeah, I grabbed that one too. I'm gonna possibly go back sometime and
pick up
get the other part.
The warp core, yeah. For you, if you're going to use the carrier, you should probably get the warp core. I think that would be a lot better for you than it would be for me, especially since auxiliary does boost some stuff for carriers.
Yeah.
Your auxiliary. I mean, you will already have a lot of auxiliary because you are a science captain, and auxiliary powers your special abilities. But auxiliary also boosts the respawn time for carrier pets.
I know what to name it, actually.
Ah, excellent.
Well, continuing my theme of naming it after names in animation, it being an ancient alien spaceship we found and then used with a giant gun, I'm naming it the Kawamori.
Yep, that's a good one.
I already used Matsumoto for the Voyager, so
Yeah.
Can't
Anyway,
exactly repeat that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's going to be enough for us for this episode. I thank everyone for watching, and we hope to see you all next time.
Bye, everybody.